Animal testing, ethical dilemma at the crossroads of science and compassion. The moral crossroads. In laboratories tucked behind sterile steel doors and humming machinery, a debate as old as modern science itself unfolds daily. It's a debate about life, suffering, progress, and the price we pay for both. Animal testing, once seen as the unquestioned backbone of scientific advancement, now stands under intense scrutiny. The very same animals that have contributed to life-saving breakthroughs are the focus of passionate ethical outrage. This raises the burning question: should we continue to sacrifice animals for the sake of medical progress and cosmetic safety? Or are these practices grave violations of rights that humanity can no longer justify? Today, we embark on a journey through the complex legacy of animal experimentation, exploring its historical roots, scientific challenges, ethical controversies, and visions of a future where cruelty might no longer be the currency of progress. Chapter 1. The historical story of animal testing. The story of animal testing begins centuries ago, when early scientists sought answers by observing physiology and disease in the animal kingdom. These experiments laid foundations for vaccinations, surgical techniques, and treatments that have saved countless human lives. Yet alongside the triumphs lurked a darker narrative. Early experiments often lacked pain relief, animals suffered, were confined, and their well-being was secondary to the pursuit of knowledge. Vivisection, the cutting into living animals, sparked fierce debate that resonated beyond the lab, stirring activists and scientists alike. The 20th century saw an explosion of animal testing with industrialization. Cosmetics companies tested lotions, shampoos, and perfumes on rabbits and mice. Pharmaceutical giants pushed the boundaries for new drugs. The global reach of these experiments meant billions of animals would face pain and death in the name of human progress. But as the scale of testing grew, so did the questions: are the ends always justifying these means? When did scientific necessity begin to clash with morality? Chapter 2. Innovations and Alternatives. A scientific turning point. Now, history confronts modern science. Calls for change and innovation echo in labs worldwide. In vitro tests using cultured human cells, advanced computer models simulating biological processes, and groundbreaking organ-on-a-chip technologies are transforming research. These alternatives offer humane, sometimes better, ways to predict product safety and drug efficacy without animal suffering. Legal frameworks increasingly require companies to prove the necessity of animal use before approval and encourage harm reduction. Techniques designed to minimize discomfort, stress, and pain. Yet the transition isn't simple or complete. Critics wonder, can these new methods fully replace animal testing in all areas? How do we ensure human safety during this shift? And are we risking public health by moving too fast? Navigating this balance is a profound scientific puzzle. One where the stakes are human lives on one side and animal welfare on the other. Chapter 3. The moral weight of animal testing. Central to the controversy is a moral dilemma. Animals cannot consent. They experience pain, fear, and distress, yet we decide their fate in labs. Animal welfare advocates argue that no human need justifies such suffering. They demand that all possible efforts be made to reduce or end animal testing, championing cruelty-free products and greater transparency from companies. Scientists, however, face a wrenching ethical tension daily, balancing compassion with the necessity to test. The truth is sobering. Millions of human lives have been saved or improved thanks to animal research. Particularly complex diseases like cancer, Alzheimer's, and HIV/AIDS have benefited enormously. How do we reconcile these conflicting truths? Should the agony of a creature count less than potential human cures? This question plunges us deep into philosophical waters, leaving no easy answers. Chapter 4: Regulation, Law, and Growing Activism. Countries around the world vary drastically in their approach. The European Union, for instance, has banned all animal testing for cosmetics, setting pioneering standards that ripple worldwide. Regulations increasingly focus on the 3 SRANs: reduction, refinement, and replacement. The goal is to use fewer animals, cause less suffering, and replace animals entirely where possible. Activists push boldly beyond laws, organizing protests, viral social media campaigns, and pushing for corporate accountability. New generations of consumers demand cruelty-free certifications, wielding their buying power as an ethical weapon. The push and pull between industry, regulators, and activists defines a new battleground for morality in science. Chapter 5: Consumer Power and a Vision for the Future. Today, the consumer is king and conscience. Cruelty-free labels appear not just in niche markets, but mainstream shelves. Awareness shapes purchases and pressures companies to innovate. Science marches ever forward. Artificial intelligence predicts drug toxicity, precision medicine tailors therapies to individuals, and bioengineered tissues offer promises that animal models could become obsolete. This isn't a utopian dream, but a rapidly evolving frontier where progress and ethics may finally find harmony. Yet, questions remain. How quickly will change come? Will regulatory inertia and scientific caution delay a more humane scientific future? And what will it cost animal welfare and human health in the meantime? Reflecting on our responsibilities, animal testing asks one vital question: how much suffering is acceptable in the name of progress? It demands we weigh compassion against advancement, empathy against necessity. The future will be shaped by innovations in science, shifts in public values, stronger regulations, and a collective conscience awakened to the worth of all lives. Dear listener, as you reflect on this episode, ask yourself, what role will you play in this evolving story? How far will your empathy extend? And how will your choices, what you buy, how you speak, what you support, help shape a world where cruelty is no longer a step in the march of progress? These answers are part of our shared journey toward a more humane world. Thank you for listening.